We're two foreigners living in the south of France. To make things worse, we're also vegetarians, for a couple of reasons, ranging from eco-anxiety about climate change, to the universal desire to feel special, to personal preference that just doesn't include chewing meat. In this vlog, I'll show you how we decide what to eat and how we plan our meals. I will also show you how I do the shopping, in line with the zero waste principles and in complete defiance thereof. I will share how much it costs to eat vegetarian for a week, what I think about French parking lots, and why you should never ever ever trust me with precious things. Let's do this!
So,
the list.
We have a list to eat, and then we have from Monday to Sunday, lunch and dinner planned out. What you have to do first is put together the list of dishes, and I do it kind of on the fly, thinking about if there's anything left over from last week. Some recipes are in this book here, and I note them down, just the quick name with the page number, and other recipes are in other places so they don't have a page number, like the lobia recipe I know is in my bookmarks on my computer.
Lemon chickpea herb stew.
So we've decided what we want to eat, we've put it into our timetable for the week, and now we swap to the list called groceries in a List Maker app. This one's called List Maker. We just put in all the ingredients we need.
So cold today. Car shows 0 degrees, but it's -1. I understand it sounds funny probably, but it's kind of dry and windy and cold. Whew. Okay, let's do some shopping. Now I understand the whole conversation about fuel prices and eco-tax, because in rural France you're stuck without a car, so we do have to drive quite a bit. We try to do our shopping once a week. The big supermarket, we never used to do that. Well, I mean, ever since we started living more sustainably and slowly, we've been trying to do our shopping at Biocoop and the farmers markets and stuff like that. But now, in order to limit driving, we really have to do most of our buying at the big supermarket at Leclerc. We're trying to limit our driving, but it's not really working. That's why we're looking into buying a second-hand electric vehicle. But we're a bit stuck because we need the money for the house, right, for the renovation. This is my apologetic speech about driving so much and showing the car so much. We do have to rely on it quite a bit, and I'm really happy that I managed to get it out of Russia last summer. Something happened, and for the past maybe 2 or 3 years we've been listening to quite a lot of classical music in the car, and I'm always joking about how in thrillers they show murderers driving to the scene of the crime to classical music. I can't get rid of that image in my head somehow. There's a really good French radio station with classical music. They've got interesting programs and really good classical music. I really don't like the pop radio stations in France. Somehow I find them really tacky, so I default to this one always. I feel like this sort of music really matches the landscape, especially when it's sunny. Very uplifting, I think, this music is. And the weather. It's sunny here quite often, which I love. on this stretch I'm often overtaken by other cars. There's a speed limit which says 70 kilometers per hour, but they don't seem to really care, and I'm really pissed because they overtake in such an aggressive fashion. I just end up honking at them most of the time. There is this one really annoying turn where I need to go left, and I'm not sure what happened because the French love roundabouts, but there isn't a roundabout there, and it's almost impossible to turn left, so I have to go right all the way almost into the town and turn around at the roundabout. I find it really annoying. It takes time, and I mean, it consumes fuel. I don't want that. I want to turn left. Not sure this is my kind of music, if I'm honest. I often make fun of the French for parking nose first, because I find that it's really not that convenient. But I realize now that it's because of their parking lots, where the spaces are straight at a 90-degree angle to the road, to the path, and it's impossible to park properly in them. So you have to park nose first, which I hate. I find like I can't do that. No one ever taught me to do that. I prefer to park tail first. The car maneuvers better this way. We're going to Chamonix, and our favorite pet sitter is going to come and watch our cats. A couple of hours every couple of days, and for that I need to copy the keys, so I'm going to do that. Hopefully they'll copy them while I'm doing my shopping, so let's see. What are these? What are all of these keys? This is my bike key that I know. They must have to do with the garage in Moscow, which is no longer there. I'm pretty sure these are old keys to some of the locks we had. The padlocks. This looks like something I could have used at the UN or at the ministry. I don't know. Sorry. If you're missing this key, let me know. Not that any of my former colleagues are watching this, I don't think, but who knows? Who knows? There you go. Let's try and copy them. Steve has made the mistake of trusting me with a wooden coin for the trolley to unlock it, which I of course lost. So now I need to find a couple of euros to use instead, and I'm really hoping I'll find that wooden thing because he seemed to really like it.
This week we're going to Chamonix on Friday, so we only need food for 4 days. We're going to make a chickpea stew and 2 new dishes. One of them is orzo rice with beetroot. I don't know much about orzo rice, but I know one thing, it's not rice. So I head to the pasta section, and sure enough, there it is. Orzo, check. For the chickpea stew, we need coconut milk, which I always confuse with coconut oil. For some reason, coconut oil and coconut milk are sold separately. The latter in the Asian product section. Why is it so satisfying to cross out items on the list? Both Steve and I have a sweet tooth, but whenever possible we try to buy fair trade chocolate. With meals we either drink smoothies or diluted juice. Usually 2 bottles last us a week. For smoothies we always use oat milk without added sugar, just blend it with some frozen bananas and berries and add some ground flax seeds. I've made oat milk at home a couple of times, but it's just too much work.
I'm not drinking wine this year, like I wasn't drinking last year, but I do want to bring some wine to Capucines, to Chamonix, something local, and there's so much. I'm a bit lost. So I decided to take Blanquette de Limoux, which is the most famous local wine. It's sparkling, so I'm not sure we're going to drink it, but she might.
The fact that we follow recipes and never shop without a shopping list also means that I know exactly how many grams I need. This way, I only buy what's needed and avoid food waste. buying in bulk sure helps with that. We try to buy as much as we can in bulk. You can tell by the number of cloth bags I'm casually putting on display for you to admire. And sometimes it works, like with these peppers that turned out to be much hotter than I'd imagined. And pumpkin on the rare occasion that it's sold whole. But sometimes the produce I need just isn't available without packaging, like this broccoli. Or rucola. Half the time the herbs sold in bulk are all wilted. And then I give up and get them in packaging. Oh yeah, and sometimes I'm just lazy. If you've ever boiled beetroot, you'll know. We switched to plant-based milk over 3 years ago, but other dairy products are still part of our diet. We buy mozzarella and ricotta most weeks, and butter every 3 to 4 weeks. We have a pretty strict timetable, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. That's why we usually have a packet of fresh, ready-made pasta in the fridge, just in case. You're probably wondering what's all that cardboard in my trolley? Steve is experimenting with no-dig gardening this year, and he needs to source a lot of cardboard to lay on the ground. I saw some shop employees free up boxes and asked if I could scavenge them. They didn't seem to mind. These days I'm finding it difficult to look at meat, and I'm sure displaying carcasses like that will become illegal in our lifetime. But I've filmed the price tags for those of you who's curious. And last stop, dessert. Every now and then I make my own cake, always low on sugar. But this week is intense, so I'll get something ready-made. These guys look nice. It's the pancake season in Russia, so I just couldn't help myself when I saw these. One last thing ticked off.
Je le fais chez moi. Merci, bonjour.
So let's see. I spent 68 approximately. Not sure what happened there. First time this ever happened. 68 plus 40. So 40 plus 70, 110. And then the biggest expense was the key. Well, the keys. Because he charged me 20 something, 23, 25. I definitely reported it, so I can go back and look at the footage and see how much it was. To me, it's a ridiculous price for 3 keys, 2 of them small ones. Clearly we have a lot of ingredients already at home, that's why it's not that expensive, even though I bought wine and hand cream and cat litter, which we don't buy regularly, and wine we never really buy. This one was around €9. So roughly it's around 70 euros every time, plus the 30 or 40 for snacks, right? So 110 for a week. It usually lasts us quite well. And we also waste very little. I don't remember the last time when we had to throw food away. Steve does a very good job of planning out our meals for the week and then trying to use whatever is left, making sure it doesn't spoil. Because we use cookbooks, we try to use precise measurements. And today, at first, I almost got 1 kilo of potatoes, but then I weighed them and I realized that I need only like 1/3 of that amount. That's what we try to do to eliminate waste and also to save on food shopping. So Let me know if that was fun or useful for you. I tried to film some prices, didn't always work. I'm still quite self-conscious when filming, but in a big shop like that, on a quietish day like Monday, it felt alright. I even managed to place my camera sometimes on a fridge or something. So let me know if that was useful, and if you want to learn more about what we eat, how we meal prep, and how we plan out our menu, let me know in the comments below. What is it?
Risotto! An unusual one. It's not pea, it's not mint. Green peppers. Turkish green peppers. Hot ones. Well, not too hot, they're the gentle variety. Not too hot, they're the gentle variety. Not too hot. Still. Ready?
Yes. What's in it?
Basically it's a risotto with pesto. And the pesto is made from these Turkish green peppers, charred under the grill, with toasted pistachios, lemon juice, parmesan, basil. Then you cook up a risotto as usual and mix the two things together. Finish with a bit of butter and a bit of parmesan. And this is it. Very good. Mm-hmm. Heat is good, but I've never had a risotto that's hot before. So it's unusual.
Just quite hot. Very hot. Just really tasty, yeah, I agree. Very nice texture.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, it's a pesto. It's essentially a pesto. Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm not sure you need all those green peppers, if I'm honest. No? You don't need all that heat in this dish, no?
Maybe not quite so many.
Well, I did also buy big ones. Maybe I shouldn't have done.
I wouldn't say it's ridiculously hot. I've eaten a lot of Indian that's hotter.
So it's definitely on the hot side, right? I've almost finished my glass of juice. We've decided to have the same tomorrow, but with a smoothie. What other strategies
Lemon.
did you suggest? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how lemon works, if I'm honest.
I don't know how it works, but I know it dulls a little bit the heat.
Okay. For this recipe with beetroot, you need to grate clementine, which is a tangerine, right?
No, it's a clement.
Mandarin. I don't know the difference. It's one of my favorite fruits, but I don't know the difference.
But we have
all in all, it's the
recipe.
first time I've ever, yes, I know, I've ever grated one. It's very funny, very soft now, feel like baby skin. Feel it.
Oh wow. Nice.
Almost as soft as my cheek. Yes.